All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a pour review worth a shot. I am Ferlin, and this is Lane. And Lane has brought in a special Eagle Rare bottle here for us. Lane, tell us about what you brought.
So this is it's Eagle Rare, of course. It's from the Buffalo Trace Distillery. It is a harder to find. It's an allocated whiskey. Allocated. The best way to put allocated is it's limited release. It only goes out so often, and you only get so many. Bottles, usually a case will go out to any liquor store at a time.
Gotcha.
And even that's if you're lucky. So
is this something that liquor stores actually go in and purchase, hand pick, or
no? These are just allocated
just
whiskey
released.
is just limited release. So when you're dealing with allocated, you have Buffalo Trace is allocated, Eagle Rare is allocated, Blanton's is allocated, Weller's is allocated, and I cannot find it for the life of me.
Gotcha.
If anybody's watching this and you're feeling generous, I would love to try Weller's because I refuse to buy it in a bar. I want the first experience to be in my home. If you have it, bring it. Let's go.
without the noise,
Yeah.
or on the show.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
There you go. It's. I do not know the mash bill on this. It comes out of the Buffalo Trace Distillery.
Okay.
The Buffalo Trace Distillery was established in 1792 and is the oldest distillery in the United States.
Wow.
It's gone under many names. When Prohibition hit, they were still making whiskey for medicinal purposes. So after Prohibition, or when Prohibition hit,
Right.
alcohol's legal, but you could go to a doctor and get a prescription for it.
Ah.
So the Buffalo Trace Distillery was still making it to fill the
Under pharmaceutical
prescription.
needs.
Yeah, pharmaceutical needs. Which,
Nice.
back then, if
Big pharma.
back then the alcohol effects of being a little drunk were favored over some of your other issues. And now it's very illegal.
Like dead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm sure
I'm sure some of the tonics back then were not FDA approved.
So this is a very affordable bottle
Uh-huh.
for as hard to find as it is. It's $30 to $40.
Wow.
It is inexpensive in our area. It is, and again, this is bourbon, 51% corn, aged minimum of 2 years, new charred oak barrel, distilled between 125 and 160 proof and bottled at higher than 80 proof. This is bottled at 45% or 90 proof.
Wow.
I do know that they just came out with a higher level for Eagle Rare. I don't even know what to say. Just a different bottle, like you have.
Like a reserve?
Yeah, it's what was it called? Eagle Very Rare or Extra Rare or something like that.
Nice.
And I
Step up.
I remember seeing it here recently. They actually have a glass blown looking eagle in the bottom of it attached to the base of the bottle, which
On the inside.
yeah, I was really excited about that, but it was probably I think it's going to go for $200 when it sells,
Right.
which is out of my comfortable range. This is a good whiskey. It does have an age statement. It's a 10-year-old bourbon, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
Uh-huh.
There's a whole lot of writing on the back that I'm not going to read.
For our listeners at home, this is a beautiful glass. It's tall. It's round like your traditional bourbon glass, I'd say. It's got a silver label on top, and it's got Eagle Rare with stars around the eagle. I guess being one of the oldest distilleries in the U.S., I mean, it could be very well that it has some sort of backing behind it. But it is a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, and it's got a beautiful eagle. He's dropping down on a drop of water. Gorgeous design on the bottle. Nice black label on the back. For those of y'all that know about black labels, typically black labels are a sign of prestige in almost any whiskey.
Yeah. Now, something that I actually just realized I haven't noted in any of our videos before.
Uh-huh.
Every bottle that I've brought here since we've started reviewing are 750 milliliter bottles.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just realized I've never mentioned that. So,
Yeah.
food for thought.
Yeah.
Now, being the oldest distillery in the United States, it's a very popular distillery with a lot of brands.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Buffalo Trace Distillery obviously makes Buffalo Trace and Eagle Rare.
Right.
It makes Blanton's, Stag Jr.,
Mm-hmm.
Weller's, and the biggest thing is it's known for, it produces the Pappy Van Winkle brand, which is your very high-end whiskey.
Nice.
I've never had Pappy Van Winkle. I will never purchase Pappy Van Winkle. And I say that loosely because you never know. As of right now, I will never buy it.
As of right now, as of today.
That is not something in my price range.
Within a year, you might can afford it.
That's not something that's within my price range. I've seen bottles of Pappy Van Winkle for over $1,000.
Nice.
Bottles is a local liquor store that had a drawing that you could purchase tickets to go into the drawing. And if you won the drawing, you had the opportunity to purchase a bottle of Pappy Van Winkle.
Just to purchase it.
Just to purchase it, yeah. That just gives you an idea. You had to be put in a drawing to have the opportunity to buy it.
That's rare.
Yes. So I do have the official tasting notes on this, but
Hashtag goals.
but I do not have a mash bill, which was a little upsetting. I'm pretty sure I have been told, and I do not know how truthful this is, that this is the exact same mash bill as Buffalo Trace. This is just aged longer. Now, I find it funny because I prefer Buffalo Trace over Eagle Rare. To each their own, and I've been told by several people that that's an anomaly and you're crazy.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
That's why this is the other guy's review.
Exactly. So the nose on this is it's complex with aromas of toffee, hints of orange peel, herbs, honey, and leather and oak.
Nice.
The taste is bold, dry, and delicate with notes of candied almonds and rich cocoa with a dry and lingering finish. Now that just sounds super fancy.
That was very over detailed.
They did that one up good.
Cocoa covered almonds, toasted almonds.
Ugh, heavy pour. We're gonna enjoy this one.
Wow, you think?
Yeah. I've been sick, so I am just bound and determined to drink away the sickness, and that usually never works. But hey, we'll find out. All right.
Right off the bat, I can smell a nice. It's not even up to my nose yet.
So down here, just taking a breath, I smell orange peels.
Yeah, it's very citrus.
And I've actually not really. I preferred the Buffalo Trace, so I drank this all the way up until I got Buffalo Trace, which was probably about right here, just in the middle of the name for those who are listening. Bottom about a third through the bottle total height, and after I got Buffalo Trace, I haven't picked this up in probably 3 months.
This smells like candy. It doesn't.
Oh yeah, coming into it, I get so. Think cherry Robitussin.
Children's cherry Robitussin with extra sugar.
Take a whiff of it though. I get a very medicinal cherry note. I get that cherry.
And definitely it smells like a black muddled cherries.
And that's not something that I normally get out of whiskey.
When you get an have you ever had an old fashioned?
I have, but I don't do old fashions with cherries.
But that's what this smells like. You have the citrus peel, the orange peel, with the muddled cherries. Is kind of what I'm sensing on the smell.
Yeah. Whenever so a traditional old fashioned is just the orange peel muddled, and then you muddle the sugar with the bitters. You do the orange zest, orange peel, and then your rye whiskey with a little bit of soda water. The bartenders nowadays want to make it sweet and fruity, and they put all this other stuff in it. And you can get them with sugared rims, and you can get them with cherries, and that's not a traditional old fashioned. An old fashioned is rye whiskey and orange peel, muddled sugar or syrup. The syrup is a newer nuance, I guess, and soda water. It's a great drink. It's what bridges the gap between drinking Crown and Coke to drinking straight whiskey. It's a step. It's a step. It gets you over to those flavors you're going to get. Now, a lot of people, the best thing that I find to mix a whiskey with, if you really want to kind of explore it, but you still aren't there, I always mix with ginger ale. So Johnny Walker Black and ginger ale, amazing.
They'd be walking with a cane.
Before I got into peated whiskeys,
right.
I never truly understood the smoky context until I did a Johnny Walker Black and ginger ale.
That's pretty interesting. So let's give this a whirl. As far as the notes, like I said, I smell black muddled cherries. I smell orange peel. I'm not smelling any oak.
I get
I'm
that.
really not smelling much
Yeah,
wood.
I don't get wood on the nose. I do get the corn, kind of powdery corn, but that's all bourbons.
Yeah.
It's 51% corn. You're gonna get it.
But yeah, overpowering citrus and cherries.
I like to nose a bunch of different ways. The first thing if you nose down here, whenever you're
Down here I'll smell
aerating,
the oranges, the orange pills.
Yeah, that orange peel just comes straight up and in your face, and whenever I'm in it, I don't get so much citrus, but I get that cherry. It's a cough syrup cherry.
It's like a cherry cigar.
I don't smoke cigars, so I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I mean it's like a cherry. It's got a smoky smell to it.
All right, well, let's give it a try. Cheers.
Let's give it a shot.
Let's give it a shot. So there's definitely rye in this.
A lot of rye. After on the blow off, there is a sweet aftertaste. It doesn't have the orange. It's not a cherry. It's more of like a maple flavor almost,
I don't get maple, but I do get a fruit sweet. This right here, I get crisp red apple. I get that in the aftertaste
I'm
more
tasting
so.
butter. I'm tasting something buttery.
And again, this is a great example. It's very perceptive. I don't get butter at all.
Really?
I've never gotten butter off of this one. But that apple, I get the mouthfeel and everything. I feel like I bit into a red apple.
Wow, dang. A red apple.
It's not so upfront and strong, but the way the sweet just clings to your mouth, I feel like I bit into an apple.
Yeah, maybe one from a witch and I'm Snow White or something.
All right. My favorite part. I think this is your favorite part now.
It is. I'm definitely becoming a friend because
We're going to add a few drops of water.
it
And my
definitely
go-to,
changes it a little bit.
that was a little more than a few, but that's a metal straw, and I'm not used to it. All right, close enough. I ordered a water dropper.
Yes.
I'm tired of using the straws. I'm going to get fancy. It's supposed to be here in 11 days.
Holy cow.
I know. That's what you get from ordering from Japan.
What? Would you go on Wish.com or something?
No, I went on Amazon, and and it doesn't even say where it's coming from. It says it's shipped, and they'll be here X date through X date, and I'm just like, I've got everything else that I ordered off this order except that.
Nice.
Including a new glass that we'll probably drink out of. I want to do a glass video.
Okay.
And go over the different types of glasses, including these two that we're using for the water glasses versus a tulip glass versus I've got a Highland nosing glass.
Nice.
And it's a tulip glass on a stem. It just gives you a little bit of, it's, so a lot of people have a sensitive palate. So just holding this while you're sitting in a room talking to people and taking your time sipping it, heats it up and changes the flavor.
But don't spin it too much. You just said a word.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Let's go ahead and give that a taste.
That changed a lot.
Tell me you don't taste red apples. I get so much red apple.
I get a little bit of apple. And I don't know if maybe it's psychological. You saying red apple that I'm getting.
So
It does. I'm not really tasting.
here's the thing.
It is a fruit.
Yeah. Here's the thing where everybody's going to be like, this is where even me coming in gets skeptical. This doesn't taste like a red apple. This tastes like whiskey with.
Yeah.
But
We're talking about the notes here. But
you get subtle hints of that trigger something in the back of your mind that says, this is what this reminds me of.
Here's the perfect example. This is a great example. During the holidays, when everything's apple flavored, apple scented, there's also another popular flavor or scent that is an orange with cloves pressed into it. That is more of the smell that I am tasting versus the apple.
I didn't even think about that. I get the clove. I do get the clove.
They're very similar in smell because they're very
I didn't even think about cloves
fragrant
before, but that definitely comes out. And that's the thing.
It changes.
And what my point was is you have a library of tastes and smells in the back of your head, and
Each one's associated to a different memory. That's how you grill it up.
And yeah, and literally you'll take a sip of this and you'll concentrate real hard on it, and you'll be like, and your brain's gonna pull that right out of your catalog, and it's gonna go, that smells like cantaloupe.
God, I hope we don't ever have a whiskey that smells like cantaloupe.
That was me being PG-13, by the way, because that's not where my mind was going whenever I started pulling thoughts. I'm like, we're not going to talk about that. But it card catalog, click, that smells like walnuts.
Mm-hmm.
Toasted almonds. That sweet, sugary, candied cashew that you get from, brain fart. Bass Pro Shop. Bass Pro Shop sells the candied.
Oh yeah, the candy packages. Yes.
Yeah, I kept wanting to say another one.
Which
one just closed? Which one just got bought out by Bass Pro Shop?
I don't know. I don't
It's
stay.
the other big one. Anyway, comment on it because I forgot. And
Yes, please let us know in the comments.
I'm a fountain of information.
Correct us in our ignorance.
Yes, I'm a fountain of information, just not when it's important.
Or when your brain tells you to say it.
Yeah, no, it's just like card catalog, cantaloupe, squirrel.
Ah!
No, this is a good whiskey. This is not my favorite whiskey. Mm-hmm. Whenever I got this, I was on the hunt for Buffalo Trace, and my local Total Wine employees said, I'm pretty sure that he's the one who told me that this was the same mash bill. It just aged longer. So I got it, and I was really excited, and I got it, and I was unimpressed. And through my experience and through my growth, it's gotten a lot more complex for me. I get more than just wood.
Right.
For the first 3 months, all I got off of any whiskey was wood and sweetness. I didn't get anything else. Mm-hmm. And that's because those are the only things that stick out at first past the alcohol.
Right.
The hardest part to drinking any liquor is getting past the alcohol, and that is your acquired taste. I can't drink beer. I never acquired that taste. It tastes like wet bread, and that's not a thing for me.
Yes.
So I just avoid all beer. I got into whiskey, drinking mixed, and I always thought, and I finally sat down one day and I'm like, what's the difference between bourbon and whiskey? And I Googled it. And I Googled it. And I Googled it. And I'm like, what's the difference between that and Tennessee whiskey? And I Googled it. By the way, Tennessee whiskey is bourbon. Fight me. The only difference is Tennessee whiskey is filtered through it's mellowed, which means it's filtered through charcoal.
Right.
Now, Jack Daniel's filters it through 15 foot of maple charcoal. After it's distilled, before it's barreled, I believe. Gentleman's Jack does it after it's distilled and before it's barreled, and then again after it's barreled before it's bottled. That's the difference between Jack Daniel's and Gentleman's Jack. So, but it is still a bourbon.
Right.
They're not going to call it a bourbon because marketing. But it's
Not
still
good for marketing.
Yeah, no.
Or Tennessee whiskey.
We're different. That's like we did Stranahan's, and it's a Colorado whiskey. Well, they just call it Colorado whiskey because everything in it came from Colorado. Fight me. They're looking for a term. The secret to whiskey marketing is to how can I make this bourbon unique.
Different.
Yeah. Let me put. By the way, buy for the bottles.
Yes.
A lot of people push away from that. I love buying for the bottles because if I don't like it, I still got a pretty bottle.
Sexy.
And I'm still young enough that I say bottles. All right, I think that's all I got. Again,
Awesome.
This is, I don't know if I mentioned this, it's 45% alcohol, so 90 proof. 750 milliliter bottle, cork. This one is a real cork. I've had a few synthetic corks. I like synthetic corks. I love real corks. I'm always turned off whenever I get a screw cap.
Really?
Yeah, it's all about the experience. If it doesn't make this sound, I'm not happy. That was a really good one too. I'm glad that one never happened again.
Yeah, well, I think hopefully it will happen again, especially on the next time. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for you today. Please like and share, and don't forget to add your comments. We want to know what we're doing. If you have any questions or any concerns or want to let us know, please educate us. We're here for you. Guys, take care. Until next time.
That was an awesome quote.